Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a what sold video for you guys that is going to be from August 1st through the 6th. So it was a pretty good week. I think August is off to a pretty good start. Definitely a little bit slower than July was for me, but what are you gonna do? So I'm gonna show you guys what sold as normal. Next to me here, I will put a picture of what the item is and give you a little bit of a description about it, how much it sold for, what my profit ended up being, and just a little bit about the item. And if you are interested in purchasing anything from my Poshmark closet, I always have it linked down in the description below. If you are a reseller and you like reseller related content like what sold videos, like this one, thrift hauls, and things like that, make sure to hit the subscribe button on your way out. All right, so as normal, I have my iPad here with all the information on it. So like I said, this is gonna be for August 1st through the 6th. August 1st, I sold 2 items. The first was this pair of Patagonia boys swim trunks. I just recently picked these up at the bins. They sold for $15. My cost of goods was only 52 cents at the bins. If you're unfamiliar with the bins are, it is the Goodwill outlet. We just call them the bins because everything is piled high into bins and we dig through and we pay by the pound for our items. So my cost of goods from there are usually relatively low at $1 or under. So my profit ended up being $11.48, and I think that's pretty good for a kid's item. It was Patagonia, so the brand really helped it, and it sold the same day that I listed it, so it took 0 days to sell. The second thing I sold on the first was this pair of native gold sparkly slip-on shoes. They sold for $18. My cost of goods was only $1.25 at the bins, and so my profit ended up being $13.15, and it took 17 days to sell, which I think is really good too. August 2nd, I ended up selling 3 items. First was this Lane Bryant purple and pink plaid button-up top. It sold for $17. My cost of goods was $7.60, and that is because it is actually a consignment item that came from my cousin. So Lisa, thank you for consigning with me. And we have a deal where she gets a portion of the profits and I get another portion of the profits. So we kind of split the money that we get after the cost of, or the fees that Poshmark takes. So what I provided to her is what I associate as my cost of goods. So my profit ended up being $6 and it took only 10 days to sell, which I think is really good for Lane Bryant items. Next, I sold this pair of Nike tropical print running shorts. It sold for $15. My cost of goods was $2.34 at a garage sale, and so my profit ended up being $9.66, and it took 12 days to sell, so pretty quick flip. And the last thing that sold on the second, definitely took a little bit longer to sell, but not too bad. It was this Kashik light blue polka dot lightly lined bra. It sold for $15. My cost of goods was $0. I believe I got this out of a garage sale leftover lot that a lady had given me. She had a garage sale and then whatever was left over, she just wanted to get rid of, so I took it. And so my profit ended up being $12 and it took 133 days to sell. So just over 4 months. August 3rd, things started to pick up. I sold 5 items. So first was this Loft black and white speckled dress. It sold for $12 with a $1.50 shipping discount. And I wanted to do this because it had been in my inventory for a little bit of time and I just don't do too well with Loft anyway. So I'm trying to move some stuff out of my inventory that I'm not really excited about and I don't like continuously sharing. So this buyer got a really good deal. My cost of goods was only 78 cents at the bins, and so my profit ended up being $6.77, which I think is still a good profit amount, and it took 199 days to sell. Next, I sold this Moth, which is an Anthropology brand, silver, white, and black sleeveless top. It sold for $15 with a $1.50 shipping discount. Again, another item that I'd had for a while and I just wanted to see go, except this took a little bit longer than the last item to sell. My cost of goods was $4.34 at Goodwill, and so my profit was $6.16, and it took 272 days. Then I sold this Lululemon blue built-in bra tank top. I did not know the style name or number on it, unfortunately, but it still sold for $21 and I provided a $1.50 shipping discount. So my cost of goods was $4.98 at a local Habitat for Humanity Restore store. And so my profit ended up being $10.32 and it took 79 days to sell. I sold this torrid black graphic shirt. It had Monday, the worst horror story ever on it. Graphic spell out on the front. It was a little short sleeve top and it sold for $16. My cost of goods was $1.05. I believe I picked this up at a garage sale. And so my profit ended up being $11.75, but it did take 288 days to sell. So it was the biggest size that Torrid makes, which is a 6X. However, Poshmark only goes up to a 5X in their pre-selected sizing. So I think it was just harder for someone to find the size, but I was happy to see it go and happy to see that a fellow plus size woman was able to find a shirt that she really liked. Last thing I sold on the 3rd was this Madewell pair of black pull-on shorts. Sorry, the dog's moving the stand. They sold for $17, which was actually my full asking price. I was surprised these sold at my full asking price. My cost of goods was $2.99 at a Thrift Giant, and so my profit ended up being $10.61, and it took 46 days to sell. August 4th, I sold 6 items. First was this Nike pair of pink polka dot shorts. They sold for $14. My cost of goods was 52 cents at the bins. I got them the same time that I got the Patagonia boys swim trunks. So my profit ended up being $10.53. And what surprised me on this was how quickly they sold. They sold the same day that I listed them. I also sold this Warner Brothers Looney Tunes Tweety Bird sweatshirt. It sold for $10. My cost of goods was $2.50 at a local consignment store. So my profit ended up being $4.55, and it took 134 days to sell. I sold this Torrid Harry Potter shirt, like graphic t-shirt, for $14. My cost of goods was $5.50. So 2 things. One, that sold for so little because it did have a small hole in it. So I did note that, but that's what kind of brought the price down. But also my cost of goods was a bit higher because this was another consignment item. However, this was from one of my good friends. She has a lot of Torrid items and she has decided to consign with me. So we're splitting the profits as well. So again, what I give back to them will be my cost of goods. So like I said, my cost of goods was $5.50. My profit was $5.55, and it took 11 days to sell. Next was this Untuck black and white checkered button-up top for men. This was my first time finding this brand, but also obviously trying to sell it, and it sold pretty good. It sold for $23. My cost of goods was only $1.25 at the Austin Bins when we traveled there. My profit was $17.15, and it took less than a month to sell. It took 27 days. Also, I sold this pair of Torrid dark wash Doodle art jeans. They had just doodling all over them, but that was like how they were manufactured. That was the style of them. They sold for $27 with a $1.50 shipping discount. My cost of goods was $7.49 at a Goodwill, and so my profit ended up being $12.61, and they sold pretty quickly in 15 days. And the last thing that sold on the 4th was this Iviva pink tennis skirt. It sold for $20. My cost of goods was 52 cents at the bins. Again, this was also where I picked up the Patagonia and the pair of Nike shorts. So my profit ended up being $15.48. I've had really good luck with Lululemon tennis skirts, and so it would kind of make sense that the Iviva, the kids brand of Lululemon, would sell really well their tennis skirts, and so they sold. My profit was at $15.48, if I didn't already say that, and it sold the same day that I listed it. August 5th, I sold 2 items. Both were shoes. The first pair was this FitFlop banda leather sandals. They sold for $25. My cost of goods was only 95 cents at the bins, and so my profit was $19.05, and they sold in 63 days. And the second pair was this pair of Bionic taupe spark willow flats. So for $39 with a $1.50 shipping discount, my cost of goods was $0, and so my profit ended up being $29.70, and they took 21 days to sell. The reason why my cost of goods was $0 was because I actually purchased these for myself. I wore them once and I just didn't really like them, so I wanted to go ahead and get some money back out of them. And I ended up making a profit because I actually picked these up at a local thrift store. August 6th, I sold 7 items, and 2 of those items was in a bundle. The 2-item bundle consisted of this Lululemon blue short sleeve top. It was a men's Lululemon item, and I purchased it at Goodwill, and it took 34 days to sell. And the second thing was this Lacoste men's black striped hooded top. I also purchased that at Goodwill, and it took 23 days to sell. So together, these two items sold for $44. My cost of goods was $6.98 combined, and so my profit combined was $28.22, which I thought was pretty good for two items. That day, I also sold this Smartwool green waffle knit sweater. I picked this up at the Austin bins and I was super happy to find it. I love selling this brand even though I've only picked it up a few times, but it sold for $50. My cost of goods was $1.25 at the bins. So my profit ended up being $38.75 and it took 41 days to sell. I sold this pair of Choco's black and white flip-flops. These were not your typical Chocos. They were just like flip-flops, not like sandals. So they sold for $25. My cost of goods I associated with it was $0 because I did use credit at a local consignment store to purchase them. So my profit ended up being $20 and it took 24 days to sell these. I then sold this Maurices pair of dark wash flare boot jeans. They sold for $18. My cost of goods was $2.50 at a garage sale, and so my profit ended up being $11.90, and they took 72 days to sell. I am seeing the boot and flare cut style jeans sell a lot quicker for me. Then I sold this American Eagle pair of curvy high-rise jeggings. I picked these up because they were American Eagle, the newer label, and they were a plus size. I believe they were an 18. So they sold for $24. My cost of goods was $7.49 at Goodwill, so my profit ended up being $11.71, and they sold in 84 days. And the last thing that sold on the 6th, and the last thing for this what sold video, was this Madewell green flannel ex-boyfriend shirt. It's over $25. My cost of goods was $4.99 at a Salvation Army. So my profit ended up being $15.01, and it only took 21 days to sell. And the great thing was it was a full price sale. So in total for the first week of August, I sold 25 items. My gross sales before cost of goods, fees, all of that taken out, it was $519. And then after all those things were taken out, my net profit was $338.11. So that means my average profit per item was $13.52, which I thought was really good for those items. I had a mixture of things that took a little bit longer to sell and things that sold even the same day that I listed them. Thank you so much, guys, for checking out this video, seeing what sold for me. I hope it was informative to show you guys what are selling quick and what is not selling quick. And I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up on your way out. And I will see you in my next one.